All right. Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So, Scorpios. This week, I wanted to do some mythology storying and celestial storytelling. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and begin this. And I did a pre shuffle for you guys, and you got one that actually I've never read about before, which was kind of fun for me. But we got Hamera, and so, or Hemera. Um, there's always multiple pronunciations on things, but this is in mythology. She is the primordial embodiment of the day. So she is the daughter of Nyx, who is the night. And so, of course, her mother, Nyx, will bring about the veil of evening time. And then when it is her time to come forward, she is the embodiment of the heavenly light that, kind of drenches the earth in daylight once again. So she's associated with rebirth, but in particular, I thought this was really fascinating. Like the message on this is that when a character goes through like a really life changing experience, they have changed, but the world that they live in hasn't, right? So it can be like discombobulating, disappointing, feeling displaced or disenchanted, or like I don't even belong in this skin anymore. And so the message on this is that it's if our character has gone through kind of a life altering physical or spiritual transformation, they could feel like ill at ease in their own environment because the environment didn't change, but they did. It's like, wait a second, I've expanded. My mindset, my heart, my soul is in this whole different, like, contemplation place. Yet here I am living in the same house with posters on the wall, and it doesn't even mean anything to me anymore. And now I'm dissatisfied with everything around me because it doesn't match this new, like, energetic version of me. And I thought that was a really fascinating thing. So it definitely suggests that our character has gone through a major transformation. It's a birth of a new day, but it's also a new them. And so what's needed here is a lot of patience. Like a character has to have patience with themselves, with the fact that people in their lives haven't gone through the same changes that they have. They have made the changes, but the partners that they may be with, the friends that they're with, may still be kind of stuck in like an old pattern. And this Scorpio has broken free of that. So they may feel a little lonely. They may not feel like they connect very well. And that could be almost frustrating, but they've got to be patient with themselves as they adjust and adapt to this new version of themselves. And I just thought that was an interesting spin. I've never come across that card before, actually, even though I've used this deck a lot in the past. Hi, Claudia. Thank you, sweetheart. So glad you're here. Let's see. Tell me more about this story. We have the Emperor. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Hermit. Okay, so we just described Scorpio's whole journey. They definitely have leveled up in some massive ways, spiritually as well as in the physical plane. So this Scorpio has suddenly said, I want more. I want like I want to have an empire. I want to live in a castle. I want to have long, powerful connections with people. I want to be seen as a force to be reckoned with. I want to be a mover shaker. This could be somebody who suddenly says, who's in charge of this ship? Maybe I should step into that role. Maybe I should go into politics because I really feel like I can see what needs to be done. And I know that I have the energy to do it. And when it comes to my emotions, I genuinely feel like I'm ready to take a forward leaning like charge. And I want to go toward people that I care about, and I want to be emotionally vulnerable. And why are other people struggling so much to be able to like give things a chance? Like, gosh, that can be frustrating because I've had some huge spiritual breakthroughs. I'm listening to my soul now, and I can't not hear it now. Now it's so loud, and it's so obvious to me. So many things seem so obvious. I mean, this could be somebody who's like, life is short, let's make it count. But it's no longer just like a bumper sticker to them. it's like, oh my God, that's the truest thing I've ever heard. I comprehend those words now in a way where it's not just words, it's not just a bumper sticker, it's the real deal. Okay, so we can see Scorpio has changed. They are definitely operating at a high level. They are ready to be a leader. I mean, this is somebody who could become the president of literally any organization or country. I mean, this is a Scorpio who could really step up, and they have a ton of confidence right now in their ability to lead, in their idea of what needs to be done, and they're absolutely certain of their choices. They're certain about how they feel about things. They're certain about themselves. I feel like this character's never been more sure of themselves. But what's the rest of the environment look like for Scorpio? Well, Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. Someone in their life is still working on their own transformation at a very different rate. This is like Scorpio's outpaced somebody by a lot. Scorpio has arrived at Emperor status. Someone else is still, like they're at an Eight of Pentacles. They're not at a 10 yet. They haven't completed something and they're moving pretty slow. This is even a character who Scorpio maybe has been like, God, I wish that person would I want him to match me. This would be wonderful. But wow, even though they only need 2 more pentacles to get to their 10, they've slowed their progress down. That could be why the Scorpio's like, this isn't really working. Well, maybe this isn't a time for Scorpio to be engaging with this person. Maybe them turning their attention to whatever they need to pursue as that Emperor. Hi, my baby. How you doing, kiddo? My sweetheart. 2 of Swords is my dog. If you wonder why I'm suddenly baby talking to the floor. We got a 2 of Swords. I do. I feel like this person must be in Scorpio's world somehow, but they're not the same version of them, and they are not going to be able to talk to this person at the same level. The person won't understand the words that Scorpio is saying. They could talk to their blue in the face about a wonderful plan. Let's build this. Let's do more. And this person is not getting it. With the 2 of Swords, it doesn't compute. Like, let's put it this way. Once upon a time, I took a class that was way over my head, and it was really hard for me. It was chemistry, and I didn't understand. I was not a natural intuition for me. And I hung in there. I did it like an accelerated summer course, and I withdrew at the end because I was failing hard. And then I came back in and I did the regular course, and I was so glad that I had done that hard fail in the summer, because I needed to learn some of the language. I needed to have some of the ideas introduced to me so then I could be successful in it when I actually took the class. And then it still wasn't easy to get an A, but I pulled it off. But it was hard. There are certain things in life where we're just not ready. Everybody else was fine in the class, and I was like, me and like 3 people were just bombing, and it's like, yeah, sometimes we bomb stuff, and that's because we're not there yet. But being around Scorpio, this person might need to be around this Scorpio because they're in an elevated place, and it might be like they're not ready right now. They don't have the vocabulary to even talk. Like me, I didn't have the vocabulary to even keep up with some of the concepts that we were blasting through in that summer course. But then that was my intro to it, and it helped me to be okay the next time I took it. And I feel like that's kind of the storyline here. It doesn't matter if this person that Scorpio cares about is not at their level yet. Scorpio doesn't have to feel frustrated, and they also don't have to feel like it's got to bog them down. It's going to be okay. And just being around the Scorpio might be enough to keep this person inspired, or to kind of through osmosis, like pick up some of the well, we got the Magician. I feel like this is a character who still is going to have a role in Scorpio's life at